Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Volunteer State, the first of 3 races for the NCS SimRacing Challenge in the state of Tennessee. It's the Kroger 400 at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, race number 8 of this 16 race season. 100 laps around this short track, one that fans have been clamoring to be on the NASCAR Cup Series schedule for quite some time. As I mentioned, this is the first of 3 upcoming races that'll be in the state of Tennessee. We've got Bristol and Nashville Superspeedway coming up for race 9 and race 10. But for now, it's the Kroger 400. We've got Norris Andrews on the pole after losing in the closest NCS SimRacing Challenge finish last week. Here's a look at the point standings. Look who's on top, Sean McKean. That has not changed. Alexander Rowe and Henry Guo, very close in points right behind there. In 4th place, Nick Roten, the winner last week. He's been sitting around like 10th, 11th, 12th, that sort of area in the points. That boosted him up to 4th. So a good race from him could mean he could be a championship contender. You never know. These points are super tight, and it's going to be a good one here today. 22 cars in the field. Norris Andrews on the pole. Let's take a look at our starting lineup. Row number 1, as I mentioned, Norris Andrews and his teammate Ricardo Garcia right alongside him. Row 2, the Williams row, Logan Williams and Harry Williams. Row number 3, the Cooler Sam and Josh Moore. Row 4, we've got Henry Guo and Michael Guthrie. Row 5, we got Colin Scarborough and Christopher Marnell. Row 6, we've got Garrett Lamar and Alexander Rowe. Row 7, Andrew Franzi and points leader Sean McKean. Row 8, we've got Axel Rocha and last week's winner Nick Roten starting a bit deep in the field. Row 9, Aris Yuko and Ian McDaniel. Row number 10, Vincent Crook and Arwen Basic. And then rounding out the field, Josh Harrison and Aaron Hunter. As I mentioned, 100 laps around this very short track. It's going to be very interesting to see how these drivers race, how this race will play out. Sure to be a fun one, short track racing. Now let's go down trackside for the command to start engines for the Kroger 400.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Get a rhythm. Get ready to rock and roll today. It's a long race. There will be a lot of pit stops. So just go out there, do what you got to do. No mistakes. That's the big thing today. Just no mistakes.
As the cars enter onto the back straightaway. Tell you what, these 2 teammates out in front, it's going to be interesting. Will they race it into turn 1 or will one of them let each other go by? Pace car peels in. Norris Andrews, Ricardo Garcia. Teammates on the front row. Green flag is in the air. Norris Andrews spins the tires and that gives Ricardo Garcia the lead. Diving into turn 1 goes the 03 as we're 3 wide on the back straightaway. We've got a car around. Multiple cars around as the 20 goes around. Harry Williams, the 3 car of Josh Moore. I think Henry Guo was involved in a spin as well, and the caution has come out immediately on lap number 1. Josh Moore, heavy damage. Let's take a look and see what happened in that incident. So coming out of the corner, cars just piled up in front of him, and then he just runs right into the back of the 87. Right there. Let's take another look at it. This is on board with Harry Williams. He just gets squeezed by Norris Andrews and then just gets run into by Colin Scarborough as well as Josh Moore. Let's take a full look at the lap from the spectator view. Give a full incident. As you see, we're 3 wide throughout the field. Looks like Colin Scarborough gives a little tap to the 47 as Michael Guthrie comes down on him, and then very tight through coming into turn 3, which led cars to pile up into them. Let's take a look at it. What happened to the 47? Michael Guthrie comes down on him, and the 23 is right there. Just turns the 47 of Henry Guo right around. So involved in the wreck officially, Norris Andrews, Harry Williams, Colin Scarborough, Michael Guthrie, Henry Guo, Josh Moore, Andrew Franzi, and Aris Yuko. No takers on pit road here yet, as it's only lap number 3. Michael Guthrie, Josh Moore, and Aris Yuko are going to come down pit road. So those will be your first takers coming down pit road. Coming back to the restart here. This will be restart on lap number 7. Ricardo Garcia out front. Logan Williams vaulted his way into second. The Cooler Sam sitting there in third. Christopher Marnell in fourth, and Garrett Lamar in fifth. Now, cautions do breed cautions here at this short track, especially with how tight it can be. But with the single file restarts, we could see some drivers sort it out, pull away. As Josh Harrison is 1 lap down. He gets a jump on the field as green flag's in the air. Ricardo Garcia leads him down into turn number 1. That 18 car 1 lap down. Thankfully, it's way out in front that it will not affect anybody. On this start, Ricardo Garcia has already gotten close to him, though. Gets around him, and him and Logan Williams looks like they're just going to follow through on that bottom lane. Christopher Marnell has gotten up to the back bumper of the 86. He's trying to work on him there for 3rd place. As Josh Harrison holds up the 86. That's going to give Marnell the 3rd spot. So Christopher Marnell looking strong after a wreck last week in Bermuda. He definitely needs a bounce back weekend. With how tight the points are, I mean, one bad race can set you back, but one good race can vault you in the point standings. So it's almost like a bad race will knock you down, but then you just need a good race, the top 5, to vault yourself back up in the point standings. Easier said than done, but Christopher Marnell has worked his way up from his starting position all the way into 3rd. Lap 12 of 100, Ricardo Garcia is out front. No challengers for him. He's got over a 2nd lead over Logan Williams. Lap 13 of 100 now. At Irwindale, we saw the leader had quite an advantage, and it seems like it is equally true here. Logan Williams, not quite under attack from Christopher Marnell, but he is certainly got a little pressure on that 58 car, but it looks like he's doing quite fine. Marnell gets a better exit out of the corner, but then he loses it on the front straightaway. So throughout the middle of the corner, it looks like the O2's gaining on him, but then the 58 just has a great drive off the corner. Be an interesting battle to watch if Marnell can get around that 58. If maybe the Cooler Sam can get itself back up there. As the 0, Nick Roten. He's made last week's winner at Bermuda. He's made his way up to 6th from 16th, already gaining 11 spots. And he is holding that 23 car of Colin Scarborough at bay, who's got a tiny bit of damage. But it looks like the 0 car was able, during that little melee on lap number 1, it looks like he was able to get by some people, get some spots on the restart. And that will be key during this race, getting spots on the restart. If there are any cautions. We could easily go caution-free the rest of the race. Battle for 5th here. We've got about 5 cars right here. Harry Williams got a little bit of damage there. Sean McKean, he's in that 46 car, the points leader. Henry Guo. So it's good for McKean to see Guo right there, as Guo is sitting in 3rd in points. So if McKean sees Guo near him, then it looks like they'll get equal amount of points, which would keep the 46 in a solid position in the point standings for 1st place. As now Eris Yuko has joined the conversation for this battle right here. Out front, Ricardo Garcia, lap 22 of 100. He's led all 22 laps so far, and it looks like he doesn't have anybody challenging him. But Cooler Sam has made his way up a tiny bit, gotten himself close to the O2, but not quite. So it looks like it's only a 2-car battle for 2nd right now. The Cooler Sam sitting in 4th. Had some good racing so far. We have some smoke on the front straightaway. It looks like that's the 80. The 84 of Axel Rocha's got a problem. Looks like he spun and got some damage coming out of turn 4. No caution, and he's going to come down pit road, lose a lap. That is not good for that 84 car, as he's going to come into his pit stall right there, get his service. The 03 is going to lap him once again. Lap 27, coming to lap 28 of 100. That 03 car has been looking very, very strong out front. And 2nd place qualifying position got him 1st place. There's the 18. Very, very close to that 03. It looks like it's nearly a corner or so between the two. So possibly we could see the 03 catch up on some lap traffic here. Our estimates say that we'll hit lap traffic around lap 34. As Marnell's gotten close to the back bumper of the 58. And the caution's out. Big wreck. It looks like the 3 of Josh Moore also got involved once again with something. Axel Rocha as well. We're going to race back to the line. That'll bring out the 2nd caution of today. Josh Moore gets involved in the 2nd caution, the 2nd time he's been involved in something today. And they're saying over the radio, pack it up, we're done. So that 3 car, already a bit mangled. Let's see what happened. It's like the 84. Oh man, the 84 just got turned by Aaron Hunter, slid up the track, and that's right where the 3 was going. Knocks the 84 onto his side, as Aaron Hunter had also slid up the track, giving the 3 nowhere to go. On board with Axel Rocha. And he saved it, and then he just got turned, and then he's got nowhere to go. Pow! Right into the side of that car. He's 3 laps down. Josh Moore was contending for around 18th. Let's take a look at it. It looks like Vincent Crook was the one who ran into Aaron Hunter. That was our onboard with Henry Guo. Another look at it one more time. Unfortunate for Axel Rocha, who just got done getting service. He's going to have to come down and get some more. So officially, the people involved in that wreck were the 3 of Josh Moore, the 34 of Aaron Hunter, the 00 of Vincent Crook, and the 87 of Harry Williams. And the 84 of Axel Rocha. So everyone's going to come down pit road. 3 of Josh Moore has retired. And Ricardo Garcia peels into his pit stall. The only person that did not pit was the 18 of Josh Harrison. Who was a lap down. Ricardo Garcia gets out of his pit stall first. Christopher Marnell looks like he's second out of pit road. We're going to go to the restart. Ricardo Garcia stays out in front here at Nashville Fairgrounds for the Kroger 400 after our second caution of the evening. We're going to be restarting on lap 37. Ricardo Garcia, your leader, with 58 of Logan Williams, second. Christopher Marnell, third. Cooler Sam, fourth. Garrett Lamar, fifth. 2 lap down cars. The 84 of Axel Rocha is 5 laps down. The 18 of Josh Harrison is 1 lap down. Getting ready for the green flag once again here at Nashville Fairgrounds. And Axel Rocha gives a good battle to the 03. But the 18 holds up that bottom lane with Christopher Marnell, who's right on the back bumper of him. Looks like he's going to try to move him out of the way. Not quite, but that just gives Ricardo Garcia an amazing advantage right there. Axel Rocha holding up the 58. Whoa, we got a car around. That's Nick Roten. Nick Roten just got turned. And Axel Rocha goes around. Once again, the 84 gets turned, as well as Garrett Lamar. Multiple incidents here as the caution is back out on lap 38. Let's take a look and see what happened. So this is what happened with the 0 car. The 18 hit the wall and went into the 0 car. Nothing that he could do there, turning him around. That's what brought out the caution. This is the 84 and the 58. 58 just sends him around. And then the 30 and the 26. Wonder what happened there. Looks like, oh man, Ian McDaniel just turns the 30 car. Garrett Lamar. That's not good. As their rivals in Forza Racing Leagues, the Moo Milk Cup Series to be exact. Rivals on there, and it looks like their rivalry continues into the NCS Sim Racing Challenge with Ian McDaniel turning the 30 around, and Garrett Lamar has some choice words to say about Ian McDaniel over the radio. Nobody pitted, so we are going to restart here on lap 44 of 100. Axelrod, even after getting turned, does not come down pit road. We've got a new top 5. Well, we got a new person in 5th place. That's Colin Scarborough, the Circuit of the Americas winner. So something to keep an eye out. Alexander Rowe is the only person in between Ian McDaniel and Garrett Lamar. They are currently in 6th and 8th. Garrett's in 6th, Ian is in 8th, but Ricardo Garcia is out front. He's going to lead us to the green flag here, lap 44 of 100. Not the best start for the 03 cars. The 58 is right on the back bumper of them. But a good run out of the corners. They're 3 wide. The 2 lap down cars are 3 wide, and that holds up the Cooler Sam. And Ricardo Garcia keeps the lead once again. Ricardo Garcia, the top 3, have pulled away from the field. As we've got a car around in the back straightaway, it's the 54 of Aris Yuko, and the caution will come out once again. As we had a gaggle of cars right here, this could have turned into a caution right up here, but the caution came out in time. Let's see what happened. Aaron Hunter on the back bumper of his team owner, Aris Yuko, and he just sends him around. So that's twice that we've seen the people of the same team turning their teammates. So not good for that 54 car and Astolfo Motorsports crew. Nobody coming down pit road. And we will have another restart after our 4th caution of the evening. Ricardo Garcia still out in front. Logan Williams in 2nd. Christopher Marnell in 3rd. Colin Scarborough made his way up to 4th, and then the Cooler Sam got a little bit of damage on the side, but hey, where there's a short track race without some beating and banging, he's sitting in 5th. Ricardo Garcia, heard it again. Green flag out in the air as the 03 gets an amazing start. The 18 of Josh Harrison got very loose coming out of there, and as they tied down into turns 3 and 4, the caution comes out once again with an incident on the back straightaway. Big incident, oh my goodness. The 46 went up and over. Big crash here in turn 4 as it started small and then it turned into a big incident. Let's take a look and see what happened. So the 46 hit the wall, boom, runs into the 0, and then just flips over. Man, big incident right there. Oh my goodness. And then this is what happened on the front straightaway as they raced back to the line. The 84 and the 37 tangled. Alexander Rowe, you're not looking good, as Ian McDaniel runs into him. So this is on board with Sean McKean. Hits the wall, just comes back up, and then runs into Nick Roten. And then those cars go flying. Sean McKean nearly goes upside down. What an incident there. As the 0 of Nick Roten is going to come down pit road, as well as the 54 of Eris Yuko and the 84 of Axel Racha. And that 0 car of Nick Roten, he's going to retire from the race with the damage that he took during that caution. So we're going to be restarting once again. Lap 57 after our 5th caution of the evening. Ricardo Garcia stays out in front. 58 of Logan Williams, the 02 of Christopher Mornell, 23 of Colin Scarborough, and the 86 of Cooler Sam. Getting ready for the green flag once again, lap 57. Here we go, green flag out in the air. We are back underway. The 58 takes the high line, the 03 takes the low line. Down the back straightaway, can we stay caution free? For the moment we are. They're going to come around. We will stay caution free. It's 58 trying to catch up to them, and now the caution comes out. Incident involving the 86 and the 18. As the Cooler Sam, Cooler Sam was in 5th, and the 18, it looks like they tangled and took each other out. Oh no. That's not good. Let's take a look and see what happened. This was on the front straightaway. As the 18 gets turned by the 86, but then Karma hits him, and then the 86 gets turned all the way around, runs into Norris Andrews. There's another look at it. The 18 bounced off the wall, hits the 86. He's sliding, trying not to get hit, and the 20 runs into him. So the 86 is going to come down pit road, as well as the 18. The 18, Josh Harrison, will officially retire from the race. The 86 is getting some service. So after that caution, we will be restarting on lap 64. Ricardo Garcia is out front. As usual, he's led every single lap. Logan Williams second, the 02, Christopher Marnell third, 23 of Colin Scarborough fourth, 30 of Garrett Lamar sitting in fifth. The 86 and the 20 are both one lap down, as well as the 84, who's multiple laps down. Green flag back in the air here for the Kroger 400 on lap 64. Ricardo Garcia gets a good start as the 58 and the 20 struggling on that high side. Coming out of turn 4, Ricardo Garcia is going to take the lead, or keep the lead, excuse me. He's led all 64 of the current run laps. There's Christopher Marnell trying to get around the 86. The 86, he's only got a tiny bit of damage, but really he's a lap down because of his spin. Garrett Lamar's got a little bit of damage as well on his left side. Harry Williams has got some rear end damage. He was involved in that first caution on lap number 1, and he's sitting up there in 5th now as Colin Scarborough has fallen down some spots. Lap 68 of 100 here as Colin Scarborough sitting in 6th. got his teammate Ian McDaniel in 7th, battling with Alexander Rowe. But nothing's changed up front. Lap 69, Ricardo Garcia out front. Man, he's looking strong. The 84 of Axel Rocha has pitted multiple times to try to stay out front. And honestly, with how this race has been going, I know we've been caution-free for a little bit. Fingers crossed. But Axel Rocha just stays out front and cautions happen, then he will jump up the standings. It looks like his car is able to run. While he is 8 or so laps down, there's Harry Williams as he passed the 30 car of Garrett Lamar, the 84, in 4th. Now, so Harry Williams won at Irwindale. He really hasn't been a threat here today, but he's sitting there in 4th. Garrett Lamar falling back positions, though. That's not looking good for that 30 car. He needed a good day after having some incidents in the past few races. He was leading the point standings heading into Pikes Peak. He's now not. So he needs this good day as he falls into 6th. As the caution's out now. Oh man, big incident on the front straightaway. It's the 20 car of Norris Andrews, who just did a somersault. And the caution is out here once again for Norris Andrews, who's now retired in his pit stall. Let's take a look and see what happened. Looks like he got turned by the 37, hits the wall, whoa, just gets thrown over, and that brings out the caution. Very interesting turn of events there for that 20 car, who started on the pole and now will retire from the race due to this incident. Nobody pitted under that caution break, so we will be going back green, this time by lap 79 of 100 here. Ricardo Garcia has led all of the current 78 laps run. Ricardo Garcia is in 1st. As I mentioned, Logan Williams, Christopher Marnell, Harry Williams, and Colin Scarborough round out your top 5. After the 7th caution period of today, we're going to go back green flag racing here. Ricardo Garcia leads them down to turn 1. Logan Williams right behind him here. He's going to look underneath. Maybe, maybe not. And he's going to slot in behind. 3 wide down the back straightaway. As the Cooler Sam and Axel Rocha are kind of holding up the field. As now it's the top 4 all on the line in a blanket up front with a caution coming out now. We've got a big incident in turn number 1. Car upside down. That's Garrett Lamar. And they will bring it back to the line. Big, big crash to bring out the 8th caution of the day. Arwin Basic, Henry Glow, all those guys involved. Let's take a look and see what happened. Very interesting for that wreck. So we're looking through Andrew Franzi as looks like the 37 and the 34 collided, and then the 30 goes sliding, and then up and over he goes, rolls over Andrew Franzi. Oh, Arwin Basic runs into him. Man. So the 37 squeezed Garrett Lamar. He slid up the track. Arwin Basic runs into him. He rolls over the 85 and then rolls over again. Man. One more look at it. This is from Henry Glow's point of view. Nearly gets through, but then he gets squeezed. Man, what an incident right there. Andrew Franzi, Garrett Lamar, Arlen Basic, Aaron Hunter, Henry Guo, Michael Guthrie, and Vincent Crook all involved. The 85, the 30, the 45, the 34, and the 33 all retire from the race. As we're going to go back, green flag racing here after nobody pitted on the lead lap. The only person that pitted was the 54 of Aris Yuko. So the 86 and the 54 are 1 lap down. The 84 is 9 laps down. Ricardo Garcia leading him to the green flag here once again here on lap 86. Coming out of turns 3 and 4 they go. Harry Williams takes a very high line coming out of the corner that allows Ian McDaniel to get closer to him. And Ian McDaniel is going to take the 5th position away. Ricardo Garcia, though, running away from the pack as Christopher Marnell being held up by the Cooler Sam, which allows Logan Williams to have that 2nd place position. He hasn't been able to run down the 03, but can he do it here if we go caution free? Christopher Marnell finally got around that 86 car of the Cooler Sam, but there's just a gaggle of drivers there as the 00 of Vincent Crook now. He is on pit road, and I believe he's going to retire from the race with an issue. Ricardo Garcia still out front. Nothing has changed there. Vincent Crook retires with an engine problem officially from the race. Christopher Marnell, he's gotten closer to the 54, but look at this gaggle of cars. Ian McDaniel, Colin Scarborough. Harry Williams is being held up by his teammate as we're 10 laps to go. Henry Guo, Alexander Rowe, they're sitting there as Harry Williams fell back from 4th to about, I'd say that's 9th position, being held up on the outside lane by his teammate, the Cooler Sam. Nothing that they could do there. 9 laps to go. Logan Williams on board with him. See if he's going to be able to do anything, try to get around someone. Trying to get around that 03 car who's led every single lap. But it would be a heartbreak if Ricardo Garcia loses it in the final 8 or so laps. Christopher Marnell, I'd say he's a late braking zone away from hitting the back bumper of that 58 car. Very, very close racing, but there's been no passes for the lead, and honestly the 58 really hasn't lost the 2nd position. Christopher Marnell has been kind of in that 3rd spot, kind of been bouncing around there. The 58 and the 03 have been up front, with the 03 leading the charge. Now 5 laps to go for the Kroger 400. Cars have plenty of fuel. It's not like we're going to see any funky pit stops of everyone pitting, as they have gapped the field. The 03 has also gapped the 58. No lap traffic in front of them. Christopher Marnell got underneath the 58, but he wasn't able to even come close to completing the pass. 3 to go for Ricardo Garcia. Marnell keeps losing ground, and it looks like he's going to stay in 3rd position. 2 laps to go for Ricardo Garcia. Has led all 97 laps before this one. He only needs 2 more to win it. Final lap for the 03. He's led the first 99. He's got a sizable lead. Coming into turn 3 comes the 03 of Ricardo Garcia, and he's going to do it. Leads all 100 laps. Ricardo Garcia wins the Kroger 400. Ian McDaniel finishes 4th. What a race for Ricardo Garcia, leading all 100 laps of today's race. Most laps led in a race, most percentage of a race led, doesn't matter. Ricardo Garcia has got that down. Man, probably one of the best performances that we will see all season. As here's a look at our official results. As I said, Axel Rocha was 9 laps down. He finished 12th with everyone that retired from the race. Logan Williams 2nd, Christopher Marnell 3rd, Ian McDaniel finished 4th, his best finish in a while. Colin Scarborough 5th, Alexander Rowe 6th, Harry Williams 7th, Henry Guo 8th, Sean McKean 9th, and then Aris Yuko with 1 lap down to round out your top 10. Very interesting race that we had today. Let's take a look at our standings now. Sean McKean still up front, but his lead has shrunk from 21 points to 18 points. Alexander Rowe closed in on that 46 car. Henry Guo in 3rd. Christopher Marnell jumps up to being tied for 4th, 33 points back, and then on throughout the field. Nick Roten falls from 4th to 8th in points, but you can see these points are just so tight that any miscue that you have will mean that you either gain or lose positions. Next week is going to be Bristol for race 9. We'll see you all there.